Leaders from the country's largest companies will gather tonight for the annual Deloitte Top 200 Awards. They are held to recognise outstanding individual and management team performances. So who comes out on top? Fran O'Sullivan, the Herald's head of business, is with us to dissect this morning. Fran, good morning.
Hello. Well, we can't tell you who comes out on top.
I know you can't.
Because that's not till tonight.
I know you can't, but can you give us an idea of who's in contention?
I can. And look, we've got some great New Zealand companies, as you know. When we're looking at, the big thing is Company of the Year. So we have companies like Fonterra there, we have A2 Milk there, and Rocket Lab as well. So that's a very interesting mix, quite diverse sorts of companies. When it comes to CEO of the Year, again, another range of candidates. Miles Hurrell from Fonterra's in there, Sophie Maloney from Sky TV, she's in there. This year, we've seen across the finalists that Fonterra is a consistent performer. It is in 3 separate award categories, and A2 Milk is, again, in several categories as well. So you've seen these rock stars, if you like, of the agribusiness community continuing to thrive.
How much of that success do you put down, and I don't mean to be cynical here, do you put down to the chief executive, and I know the sale of the consumer brands is leaving that aside for a second, but, you know, a CEO's performance versus the price of milk's gone up, so you're doing well, you know?
There's a bit more to it than that, I think, but certainly when you look at the revenue performance, you know, for Fonterra has been, you know, top of the index for years. I mean, when they amalgamated 2 major dairy companies together to form this big company, you know, it was pretty clear at that stage that it would be, you know, the behemoth, if you like, of New Zealand business, and it is. But we're also seeing other companies come through as well. And, you know, Fonterra's been through quite a lot of change. A2 Milk, again, you know, different products, different segues into China, for instance. And, you know, it's quite complex out there. I think both CEOs of those companies have done a very good job, myself. And, you know, the way they have refined and pivoted the businesses, they've been through fundamental change on so many levels.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things I was reading about this morning, which I found interesting, was the trust in business. You know, trust in institutions is on the decline everywhere, pretty much. Government down, media down, but business actually doing better than all of those. Yeah,
well, it's interesting, isn't it? You know, businesses are great employers as well, and they do interface with the public on so many levels, and if you're not trusted, no one's going to buy your product anyway. So companies which do well, you can expect that. They're also monitored quite aggressively, you know, obviously the share market, but not just that. Anything, you know, goes amok. There's so many regulations businesses have to subscribe to. So if you're going to be in business and stay in business and be very good, I mean, upshot is you are going to be trusted because everything kind of comes together.
Fran, I saw from Business New Zealand yesterday, they're predicting we're going to grow close to 3% next year, close to 3% the year after that. That's faster than America, the US, the UK, Australia, a whole bunch of other economies. Is next year going to be our year for business?
I think it'll be a year for business. You know, it's quite interesting, like doing the analysis for Top 200, and Deloitte puts together a very good database which is interrogated, I guess, measuring peer companies in particular sectors. And you can see particular sectors have thrived, but there's still big pockets of New Zealand business which are not doing good. You know, construction's been one. Government's now putting a bit of coin behind infrastructure, so you might see that start to come up. You know, it's been tough the last few years. One of the figures from the overall index for the top 200 companies itself, those revenues increased by 2.1%, you know, which is slower pace of growth than the year before, which was 4.1%, and that tells you quite a lot about consumption. I mean, admittedly, a lot of that is export earnings, but however, you know, you offset that against domestic economy, and it's telling you a story.
Fran, appreciate your time this morning. Thanks for being with us, and we'll look forward to the results tomorrow morning.
Yes.
That's Fran O'Sullivan from the Herald.